It started my second semester at college. New dorm, new roommate, new everything. I had a single room the first semester, but budget cuts and overcrowding shoved me into a shared space. My new roommate, Liam, was decent. A bit quiet, liked to keep to himself, but polite. We got along, nothing unusual. Nothing. The dorm building itself was old. One of those brick monstrosities built in the 50s, with pipes that groaned at night and radiators that hissed like they were angry. My room was at the end of the hall on the 4th floor. That corner always felt colder, even when the heat was on full blast. It was in that room where it all started. The first night it happened, I thought I was dreaming. There was a knock. 3 knocks. Very clear. Very slow. I blinked awake. Disoriented. It was 3:11 a.m. I remember that because I checked the time and groaned, thinking maybe someone had the wrong room, or maybe it was just drunk kids messing around, but when I opened the door, no one was there. The hallway was silent. Still, not even the hum of vending machines. And weirdly enough, the motion sensor light outside my door hadn't turned on. I closed the door, shook my head, and went back to bed. The next night, same thing. 3 slow knocks. I waited this time, trying to listen. No footsteps, no shuffling, just silence. Then I opened the door. Nothing. Empty hallway. The light above the door flickered for a moment and then steadied. By the 3rd night, I was sure someone was screwing with me. I told Liam, but he claimed he hadn't heard a thing. He even joked about it. Maybe your door's haunted, dude. Yeah, hilarious. But after that, it kept happening. Night after night, same time, same number of knocks. Always 3. Always just loud enough to wake me up. And every single time, there was no one there. I tried everything, staying up late, waiting by the door with my phone ready, trying to catch whoever it was, but nothing. The knocking would only come when I gave up. When I finally lay down and started to drift off. That's when I'd hear it, right on cue. Like clockwork. It was starting to mess with my head. I stopped sleeping properly. My grades slipped. I started skipping class. Liam noticed, but what was I supposed to say? Hey man, sorry I'm failing calc. A ghost keeps knocking on our door? He wouldn't have believed me anyway. One night though, something changed. It was the 6th night in a row. I was exhausted. I hadn't even undressed, just collapsed into bed fully clothed. Liam was out, probably crashing at his girlfriend's place. At 3:11 a.m., the knock came again. But this time, it didn't stop at 3. It kept going. 4, 5, 6 knocks, then silence. I sat up, heart hammering in my chest. My mouth was dry, my skin cold with sweat. I reached for the door, but something stopped me. A feeling, like I shouldn't open it. Like something was on the other side, waiting. And then, the doorknob started to turn, slowly, creaking, like old metal straining. I leapt back from the door, but it didn't open. It just stopped. Dead silence again. When I finally found the courage to look through the peephole, no one. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning I went straight to campus security, told them someone was harassing me trying to get into my room. They checked the cameras. There's a camera pointed at the hallway just outside our room. At 3:11 a.m., the video shows me opening the door, to nothing. No one was standing there. But here's the thing, I watched it closely. And just before I opened the door there was a moment, half a second, where the frame glitches. It's subtle, like the pixels shimmered for a breath, then gone. When I asked them to rewind it, it didn't show up again. Just a clean, normal feed. That night, I didn't even go back to the dorm. I stayed at the library until it closed, then wandered the student lounge until sunrise. But eventually, I had to go back. Liam asked me where I'd been. I just mumbled something about studying. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. I thought maybe if I ignored it, it would go away. It didn't. One night I came back late. The hallway lights were out. All of them. I should have turned around, but I was so tired. I figured they were doing maintenance or something. I made my way down the dark corridor with just the glow of my phone screen. When I reached my door, I saw it. Something scratched into the wood just above the handle. It looked like letters at first, but they weren't in any language I recognized. Sharp, jagged symbols, carved deep into the surface like with a knife or fingernails. I felt a chill run straight down my spine. I didn't go in. I turned around, walked back to the common area and sat there until sunrise. The next day, the carvings were gone. Not faded, gone. The wood was smooth again as if nothing had ever touched it. I asked Liam if he saw anything weird on the door. He just looked at me and said, "What door?" I thought he was joking, but when I asked again, he looked confused. "Dude, we live in room 417. I stared at him, stunned. "That wasn't our room. We lived in 421. I even pulled up the room assignment email to show him, but it had changed. 417. I went back to the door that night, and our names were on it, on the whiteboard, just like always, but I swear on everything. It used to say 421. That night the knocking didn't come. It didn't come the night after that either. For a while I thought maybe it was over, but last week, something happened. I was walking through campus late, cutting through the quad on my way back from a study group. Just as I passed one of the older dorms, I saw someone standing in the window of the top floor just staring out. It looked like me. I stopped walking. He blinked, raised a hand, and then disappeared from the window. I ran all the way home. And now, every night, exactly at 3:11 a.m., I wake up. No knocking anymore. Just that same suffocating feeling, like something is waiting for me on the other side. And sometimes, I think I hear it breathing. Closer. Every night. Closer.